I can still hear the knife dragging across the plate, an ugly, metallic scrape that cut through the room a moment before my mother did. Resign, or you're no longer my daughter. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. The ultimatum landed with the same cold precision she used when tallying dividends. My father nodded on cue, his part clearly rehearsed. My sister Amelia tried to hide her smirk behind a champagne flute, but I caught it. The coronation smile. They'd been waiting for the perfect moment. The table was still sprinkled with confetti from the celebration, my app hitting $100 million in revenue. Their timing was surgical, cruel, predictable. I didn't react. I folded my napkin, set it down, and stayed silent. Silence is the answer that rattles people the most. So when they announced that Amelia would be taking over as CEO effective immediately, I simply smiled and walked out. They mistook my silence for defeat. It was reconnaissance. When I was younger, I thought my parents were empire builders. I didn't realize they were just addicted to control. I was the dutiful one, the fixer, the person who patched their mistakes, balanced their books, kept the company alive while they misread my competence as obedience. Amelia, meanwhile, the shining star, charming, delicate, was treated like an heir instead of a contributor. She excelled at being admired, not at being useful. Still, I trusted them. I trusted family. I trusted the idea of legacy. I shouldn't have. The shift came in small ways. Board members who once emailed me directly began CCing Amelia. Meetings I normally led quietly disappeared from my calendar. My father repeatedly asked for back-end data from my app for transparency. But the real tell was my mother. One night after a late strategy session, she hugged me. She never hugs. Her arms were stiff, her breath uneven. It felt like a farewell from someone preparing to steal something. The next morning, I walked into my office to find Amelia in my chair. She didn't stand. That was the moment the atmosphere changed. That's when I started documenting everything. 2 weeks before that dinner, I found a folder open on my father's computer. Maybe an accident. Maybe arrogance. Succession plan. Emergency transition. There was no emergency. It was a coup. They were preparing to push me out, hand everything to Amelia, and quietly bury my app in the company's IP vault. My creation. My years. My life's work. They planned to take it all. I didn't cry, didn't yell, didn't even sit down. I closed the folder and began planning. My parents had taught me all about leverage. They just failed to realize I learned the lesson well. Step 1. Secure ownership, quietly and legally. I revised the original license agreement, my agreement, so the app was filed under my personal company, not theirs. They never read the fine print. They trusted my loyalty far too much. Step 2. Build safeguards. I encrypted the architecture, containerized the system, decentralized the data access. Even if they fired me, the platform would run until day 180. After that, it required my authentication. A soft failsafe disguised as routine maintenance protocol. Step 3. Wait. I knew they'd force me out. I just needed them to do it publicly. The dinner gave me exactly that. 6 months after I walked away, the system began its countdown. On day 179, the calls started. On day 180, they came non-stop. Their empire was suffocating. My app was the artery of their new digital division, and without my authorization, everything froze. No transactions, no analytics, no customer flow. Millions lost every hour. When I finally answered, my father no longer sounded like royalty. He sounded like a man watching his kingdom sink. Please, he said, just reset it. I let the silence hang long enough for him to feel its weight. Then I replied, calm and steady, remember that dinner? I hadn't forgotten. I could almost hear my mother crack. They offered apologies, shares, titles, power. I turned down every one. This was never about earning a seat at your table, I told them. It was about making sure you could never pull mine out again. Then I hung up. Amelia resigned 2 weeks later. Investors vanished. My parents stepped down for health reasons, though the real sickness was pride. And me? I rebuilt my company on my own. No inherited name, no family dynasty, just my work, my terms, my freedom. People sometimes ask whether I regret what I did. I don't. Some betrayals deserve forgiveness. Some deserve silence. And some demand precision. I simply returned what they served.